Good morning, piano parents. I'm going to set a 10-minute timer and I'm going to talk to you for 10 minutes. I want my glasses on so I can see you, but then I look goofy with the reflection. So now you're a little bit blurry, but hopefully you can see me without a glare. Um, it's been a while since I have broadcast anything new, but my friend Cher Kretz with the Solution Focused Mindset podcast sort of challenged me to just hold my nose and jump in. And she said, you don't have to do something long. You don't have to do something that's all clean and polished and edited. Just do something. And she said, why don't you do a short video for 7 days? And so here we are. I'm going to try for the next 7 days to do just a short little video. First of all, to let you know that I'm still kicking, I'm still thinking about you, still wanting to put together things that will help you as you encourage your piano kid while they are learning to play the piano. And this week, you may see that in the background, I am in downtown Houston. And this week, we are having our annual conference. Texas Music Teachers Association has a conference every June, and that's happening this week. So I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to have something to share with you for the next 7 days, and also tell you a little bit about some things that are coming on the horizon that I think will be beneficial to your piano kids. And let's see. Oh, another thing Cher said is don't clean it up. So I may have said that already. Ugh, I'm sorry. Now you get an idea of how much actual editing goes into podcasts. If my brain wanders and I have to regroup my thoughts, well, anyway, I'm not regrouping. I'm just going to keep going forward. The conference that I'm attending is not actually a week long. It will be this Friday through Sunday. But I'm here a little bit early because today I was in a meeting with some of the leadership of our conference, talking about some of the logistics of what's going to be happening this week. And then tomorrow I'll be in a couple of meetings planning for the coming year with Texas Music Teachers Association, and I'm sure there are organizations and maybe a state affiliate of the Music Teachers National Association here in America. I hope your teacher is a member of one of those state organizations and that they are a member of a local association, because we get together as teachers and we learn from each other. Our state organization has put together a great conference where we've brought in some clinicians from across the country. There are going to be master classes, there will be lectures on all kinds of topics, lots of concerts. There's an exhibit hall where we get to meet with people who are producing new products that will help our piano kids as they learn to play the piano, things that will help piano parents as they help their piano kids learn to play the piano. So every day this week, I plan to give you just a short little taste, sort of, what is that word? Reporter on the streets or whatever that is, just to kind of let you know what's going on with this conference. And as I said, I hope your teacher is involved in some sort of local association or a state organization, because everything that your teacher does in a professional development sense is going to give your piano kid a direct positive result. When we go to these conferences, we get to hear lectures, as I mentioned. We get to see master classes. I'm looking forward to some master classes this week where I get to watch a teacher as they interact with a student. And it's almost like being a fly on the wall in their studio, and I get to see how the student was playing a piece to begin with, and some of the positive comments and some of the constructive technical things that this master clinician will share with the student. And those are things that I can observe and then share with my own students whenever I see similar things in their lessons. So I'm looking forward to master classes. Since I've been coming to our state conference for so many years, I've made some friends across the state. And so we may only see each other this one weekend out of the year, but it's like we pick up where we left off without even missing a beat. So I'm looking forward to seeing some of my friends from across the state. Our state even has a one of our sessions at the conference this week is called the IMTF shop session. And for the longest time, I didn't go to this session, but I learned a couple of years ago that IMTF stands for Independent Music Teacher Forum. I'm an independent music teacher, and this forum, the way the session is run, is that it's just a bunch of teachers just like me, and the organizer, who happens to be my friend Stephanie Johnson, she her format is to just kind of offer up a question. What do you do in your studio when a student comes to the lesson without books? And we just sort of round robin, everybody shares, well, I have extra books in my studio, or we use that as an opportunity to talk about music history. We might listen to music together and see if we could figure out a chord progression just by listening to the music. And we all gather all these ideas that are practical things that piano teachers are doing in their studio. And the nice thing is that Stephanie will gather all that information, compile it onto a single document, and then send that out to everyone who attended the session. So even though it's not a formal clinic, a formal lecture or workshop, there's so much that we can learn from each other. Let's see what else. Oh, we have our exhibit hall. I'm looking forward to meeting composers in the exhibit hall. Brock Chart is going to be at the conference this year, and Brock Chart has been on the podcast before talking about some of his compositions. Trying to think who else is going to be here that I've spoken to before. I'm drawing a blank. There's going to be a lot of composers here that I would like to talk to. Some composers of fresh new music. There's one lady in particular, Susan Staples Bell, who is a Texas teacher, and she writes ensemble music, but she's intentional about writing it in a multi-level format. So if you have, this would be good for you and your family if you have siblings, and maybe one sibling is just starting to learn piano and the other sibling's been taken for a couple of years. Susan Staples Bell likely will have a duet that has an easy part and a little bit more challenging part so that your two piano kids could play together. What an awesome thing that is for collaborative music. Some other things that are going to be happening at the conference. We here in Texas have a lot of students show up to our conference. It's wonderful for teachers, and we love all of the opportunities for professional development, but we also have a lot of student activities. So probably Friday, I'll be telling you about our ensemble concert. There is also a thing called Digital Keyboard Orchestra, where we basically set up a piano lab here at the conference, and students get to play along with each other, do different settings for the instruments on the keyboards. One might play strings, and somebody else might play brass, and someone else might play drums, and they get to read music and play some games and make music with each other. So I'll be telling you a little bit more about that. We do conference projects. Imagine a science fair project except with a musical theme. I'll be visiting the exhibit hall and seeing what kinds of new products and new music is out there. So a lot of exciting things that I hope to be sharing with you this week. My main point is, if your teacher is involved in a local association and has an opportunity for professional development, I hope you will encourage them to take advantage of it. Ask them if there's a state conference they could go to. Encourage them to go to a state conference. There are virtual or online conferences that are available, and keep in mind that everything that your teacher learns is something that's going to have a positive impact and will be a great way to help your piano kid. You want a teacher who is fresh. You want somebody that is experienced, yes, but you also, oh, my timer just ran out. It didn't ding, but it ran out. So I'll wrap up. You want a teacher that's experienced, but you also want a teacher who is willing to learn new things and new teaching strategies and new ways to connect with your piano kid to foster an even deeper love of music and the ability to play the piano. So that's today's video. Yay, hurrah. And I'll come back tomorrow and let you know what all I learned. Thanks for tuning in.